Richard J. Codey Arena, the Livingston Lancers and the Bayonne Bees in the first round of the NJSIA Public A State Group Tournament next on the NFHS Network.
He's going to take it himself for a championship! A double play wins it to Frazier!
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch! McKay's on touchdown!
Into the layup goes at the buzzer.
Wins it! The championship!
Hello and welcome to Richard J. Codey Arena in West Orange, Essex County, New Jersey, on the campus of the South Mountain Reservation. My name is Ryan Lowy. Today I am not joined with Jordan the Cooper on camera. Instead, I'm joined with the great Jordan, the talkative Cooper, on color. Jordan, what are your keys to the game for the Bayonne Bees and the Livingston Lancers?
Well, hello, Ryan. We got a good one today. We got the Bayonne Bees versus the feared Livingston Lancers. And we're going to start with the keys to the game for the Lancers. My first key to the game for the Lancers is to bounce back from their horrible, heartbreaking defeat from the Westfield Blue Devils in the McKiss Cup Finals. They gotta use that fire, that hunger they got from that loss, and they gotta capitalize and dominate the Bayonne Bees tonight. My second key to the game for Livingston is to utilize their depth. Part of the problem this season is that they haven't been running all their lines. They've been running the top two forward lines a lot, and they haven't been running the bottom six a lot, and they gotta incorporate the bottom six because they have depth. It's one of their strengths. And we're going to go to the Bayonne Bees key to the game. And my first key to the game for the Bayonne Bees is to capitalize on Livingston's struggles. As I said before, Livingston just lost a heartbreaker to the finals, in the finals of the McKiss Cup. And they got to capitalize on that. The way they do that is play an aggressive and gritty game. Livingston plays a physical game, but if Bayonne can play that physical game too and match them, they take away one of Livingston's strengths. My second key to the game for Bayonne is to play a lockdown defense. If they play a lockdown defense, they will have a much easier time winning against the Lancers because they've been relying on their forwards a lot more lately. They play a defensive game, but they've been relying on the offense a lot more. And now that the offense is exhausted after a full season and a McKiss Cup run, if they play lockdown defense, they can play offense with defense. And Ryan, those are my keys to the game.
Jordan, exquisite keys to the game. It is a excellent, actually I should say a gloomy Friday evening for some playoff hockey in the first round here in Public A. This is how they do it this year, folks. There are 4 brackets for the state tournament. They are each acting as group tournaments. There is 3 public brackets and 1 private bracket. The private bracket will consist of a play-in round to find 16 teams. The play-in round has met its completion. We're now down to its final 16 teams. For the 16 teams, they will do 4 rounds until they find a winner, which will be played at the Prudential Center next weekend. Obviously, the favorites to win that one is the undefeated Christian Brothers Academy, currently NewJersey.com's best team on the list. For Public A, that consists of schools with over 1,100 enrolled students and hockey teams that only consist of 1 school per team. The Livingston Lancers are the #1 seed. They have 16 teams that have qualified out of the 23 eligible. That a winner will be crowned at the Prudential Center next weekend. Public B, 1-team schools that have under 1,100 students. Obviously, favorites to win that one are the Summit Hilltoppers. Of course, Watchung favored to win. There's a lot of schools that are favored to win that division. Ridge, Ridgewood, etc. That is schools under 1,100. Victor will be crowned as well at the Prudential Center next Saturday. And then finally, we have a new, established in 2018, Die and Try program conference that consists, bracket, which consists of up to 16 teams with a play-on run prior for all teams that have, for all schools that have more than 1 representing per team. For example, West Essex James Caldwell has a combo program, a try program like Nutley, Columbia, Bloomfield. Any school team that consists of more than 1 school per team will be competing in that bracket. Obviously, teams that were favored, Governor Livingston, West Essex, Morris, Knowles, Hills, Governor Livingston, as I said earlier. West Essex has been eliminated. You can find that game on the on-demand function. But those are the outlets for the 4 group tournaments. There will not be a state champion. There will be 4 group champions. Obviously, everyone is predicting that the best team will end up winning non-public, which is the best bracket for Christian Brothers. But we're focusing today on the public bracket A, Jordan. The #1 seed Livingston Lancers and the #16 Bayonne Bees. It is a 1 versus 6 team matchup, which means everyone's projecting that the #1 team will win their bracket. So I almost said Jacob, but today we're joined with Jordan. What is Livingston really going to have to go into this one with, bouncing off of a tough loss versus Westfield?
Well, as we talked to Coach Conklin before the game, and like he said, the Lancers have to go back to their roots in order to win this one. They can't look past their opponent in the Bayonne Bees. They're the 16th seed, but they just went to the finals in the McMullen Conference. So Livingston's got to A, go back to their roots, play a defensive game, and B, don't look past their opponent in Bayonne.
Now, as I said, Jordan, we're in the Public A bracket. The number 1 versus the number 16 seed. The Bayonne Bees come into this one with a 9-8-2 record and a finals appearance in the McMullen division of the NJIIHL. Livingston, also members of the NJIIHL, in its highest all-public division within the McInnes division. They were also finalists of their divisional tournament, losing in a heartbreaker to Westfield 5-2. Livingston were the number 1 seed going into that tournament. Bayonne were not the number 1 seed. That went to the Cardinals. So, Jordan, we are just 20 seconds away from puck drop here at Richard J. Codey Arena here this February. We're wrapping up the high school hockey season right here on the D1 Media page on the NFHS Network. Coming up, we have hockey from Richard J. Codey Arena on the campus of the South Mountain Reservation. We'll be right back.
Are you interested in pursuing a career in sports marketing or creating impactful sports content? You can get experience in high school by being a part of the RISE program powered by Ortho Carolina. It will give you a head start on an exciting career. The RISE program exposes students to industry professionals and gives them real-world experience by creating content and marketing the teams at their own high school. To find out how you can be a part of RISE, email us at contact@readinessandsportseducation.org.
Welcome back to Richard J. Codey Arena here in West Orange, Essex County, New Jersey. It's the first round of the Public A tournament. Ryan Lowy joined with Jordan Cooper. This Friday evening winner has a date on Monday right here at Richard J. Codey Arena at a 4 p.m. puck drop versus Morristown. We're now going to hand it over to the PA announcer for the national anthem. Stay tuned.
Tonight's event is an NJSIA event. There will be no tolerance for any negative behavior such as taunting, trash talking, or verbal, written, or physical conduct related to race, gender, ethnicity, disability, sexual orientation, or religion. Such behavior will result in being ejected from this event. We wish both teams good luck and a great state tournament. If you would please rise, remove your hats, face the American flag, and the plane of our national anthem.
The road to the Rock starts right here, right now, for the Bayonne Bees and the Livingston Lancers. The winner has a date versus Morristown on Monday, and if they win that game versus Morristown, we'll play on Wednesday. Tonight's game, as well as Monday's game, will be right here at Richard J. Codey Arena. Wednesday's game will be down in Morristown at Menin Arena. My name is Ryan Lowy. I'm joined with Jordan, the talkative Cooper on color, and the great Miles Dax on camera. We'd like to thank you for joining your Friday evening with us right here on the D1 Media page on the NFHS Network. A special thank you to Mr. Steve Ruggiero of Richard J. Codey Arena for making today's production possible, as well as Mr. Joseph D. Vincenzo, the County Commissioner in charge of Essex County Grounds. Bayonne Bees, District Superintendent John Nies, School Principal Richard Baccarella, Athletic Director Dr. Michael McPherson, and the head coach of the Bayonne Bees is Mr. Steve Clancy. For the Lancers, District Superintendent Dr. Matthew J. Block, School Principal Danielle Rosenzweig, Athletic Director the great Mr. Richard Porfido, and the head coach in his 15th season, Mr. Dave Coppin. So we're ready to go. The road to the rock, Jordan, is just moments away. Today's goalkeeping matchup. Senior number 1, Zachary Turbin for the Livingston Lancers. Oh, what a season. His recent struggles, though, will be put aside as it's the state tournament. And for the Bayonne Bees, all eyes on the freshman number 34, Sydney Faujoux. It's a freshman versus senior matchup in goal. As we're getting loud right here at Codey Arena, the road to the rock is officially underway. Ryan Lowy, Jordan Cooper, Miles Dax on the hand for D1 Media Pro as there's a first shot. As that one doesn't go wide, the next one's poked into the middle and blockered away. It's a first division versus third division matchup. The Lancers play in the first division of the NJIIHL, and Bayonne plays in the third division. Lancers will control out in the back. We are seeing Ryan Zales take a shot, squeezes just wide, and now a possible clearance attempt will go from O'Brien, but it can't cross the line. Vroom Vecchio is able to find help. Danny Grossbart will swing on around. Tossed out in the back, Ryan Zales with time. Zales out for to Conklin. Conklin rips one from wide, it's saved and poked away. Time now for the Lancers out in the back. As projected, Jordan, they're going to control the pace of this game. That's what they're good at. Here in the back, Conklin whips one on over to Zales. All the way out in the back, in the middle. Time for Grossbar. This one waves wide, and now on the puck is Chen. Chen on over. Lancers shooting on Sydney Faujoux. Highest number on the roster for Bayonne this year, as well as their starting goalkeeper as a freshman. Led the team to the divisional finals. As a freshman, Jordan, very impressive. Lancers controlling with time. Vroom Vecchio on out. Ryan Zales shoots one. It's right into the body of clearing Conyers. And the Lancers will control. Jordan, as we expected, they're controlling the possession of this hockey game.
Ryan, I really like that first zone entry. The ice was tilted towards Bayonne's goal, and that was expected from the Lancers, who are expected to dominate this one. As always, it's implied that a key to the game is control momentum, and the Lancers are really doing that now.
Well, Jordan, of course, due to a shortened pregame, we have some injuries to report to you real soon, as here's a shot waved away by Faujoux. Swung on out far side. Sylvan rips one. Can't sneak through, put back. Oh, it waves just wide from Spencer Solomon, a player who spent the first half of the year on the injury reserve list and has returned just in time for the road to the Rockets. Here's a shot that's blockered away, and here comes an opportunity for Bayonne. Conyers decides to dump one on up, and it is poked on down by the Turbinator in net. Wow, Zachary Turbin's having a fierce season in net, Jordan.
Oh yeah, he has a 925 save percentage, and he's really been the anchor in net for the Lancers.
Lancers will now control. Here's Silva. Couple injuries to report for you on the Livingston side. Silva, he's been red hot lately, our player to watch. As here's one ripped and poked away by Faujoux.
As you were saying, Ryan, Zach Silva is filling in on the top defensive line for Jay Stocks, who we learned earlier tonight will not be playing. He's resting that shoulder for the next round.
The next round on Monday, scheduled for 4 o'clock here at Richard J. Codey Arena and broadcasted on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFH's network, presented by NJ Orthopedics and Michael C. Rusinella down in Clifton. They do an excellent job healing our injured players. This time for our rest of our injury report. Obviously, the Lancers still have some inactivity, as here's a shot that is saved once away. Put back, finds the back of the net for a Lancers goal. They lead 1-0 early. The putback from Sean Chen. And it's 1-0, Jordan.
Well,
right place, right time, huh?
Exactly. Tight goal, great goal, tight towards the net. The Lancers have had only offensive zone time. Bayonne hasn't even entered the Lancers zone. It's going as expected for the Lancers. We've talked to a bunch of players who said they're winning tonight. There's no question.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Seems like it.
Yeah, and not only that, but they're resting Jay Stocks. He's inactive today because he's resting. But we have some other injuries to report. Tarasuk will be sitting unless they make it to the Rock. He has a massive injury. And Anthony Cassesi, a player who's really stepped up, a freshman after spending most of the beginning of the year on the bench, worked his way up, is now inactive for the first round of the tournament. And we have one Bayonne B inactive today for the first round game, Sebastian Vallis. Shot from far, poked away. Swinging on around now for the Lancers is Silva. Back on out, Conklin. On over far. Zales. Conklin rips one. Poked wide. Bayonne just really trying to get their feet dirty. Really haven't had any opportunity yet today, Jordan, as they ice the puck there.
They're just struggling to get out of their own zone, and that's the most basic thing in hockey. You have to get out of your own zone. You have to control the neutral zone, and the Lancers have just been creating turnovers and getting the puck right back in Bayonne's zone. So I don't see how Bayonne can generate any chances if they're stuck in their own zone.
Bayonne Bees face off. Lancers get it back. Time for Don Salvino as he swings it on far. Here's a shot off the glove of Fauju. Selvin, far side. Silva, back on out. Don Salvino rips one. It's poked away by Fauju and cleared away. And the puck is iced. Jordan, a very calm start to this game. It's been a very rowdy Lancers student section this season. They're very calm so far.
Yeah, well, it's not as much of a turnout as some other games, but that's to be expected in the first round of this tournament against a team that the Lancers are heavily favored to win against.
Oh, of course, yeah, no doubt about it. They've had quite the season, only 3 losses. They have not dropped to a public school team in the regular season. The only public school team they dropped to was Westfield in the finals of the divisional tournament, as this shot is saved by Fauju and poked right back to the shooter with an Andrew Kwan. Don Salvino scrapes one on over to Plotnick, who's able to find it. Lancers utilizing some players who did not get many minutes this year. Lancers right to run the top 2 lines. Coach Conklin, a very successful coach, as here's a shot tipped away. Don Salvino on the puck, rips one, saved by Fauju. Time for the Lancers, Shalva back on out. Now that's a player who has a good future, the sophomore, Shalva Shamshwashvili, Jordan.
Try saying that 5 times fast, Ryan.
Shamshwashvili, Shamshwashvili, Shamshwashvili. Am I not saying it fast enough?
You took that literally.
Yeah, I did. Wanted to challenge myself. 1-0 Lancers to get us started here today. Right place, right time, the story of that finish. But it's just been such a good season for the Lancers. Very, very heartbreaking loss in the finals.
Oh yeah, we've been focusing on that loss, but yes, overall the Lancers have been very good. One of the top teams in the state, 19-3-3, ranked number 13.
Shot from Vecchio, it's over. Yeah. The 13th ranked team in the state, they found themselves as the number 9 team in the state and the number 1 team in the NJIIHL's 3 divisions. And then Westfield passed them after taking them on the 3rd time. They could see each other a 4th time. There's a very high possibility if Livingston beats Morristown and Westfield's able to beat their Monday opponent. These 2 teams will meet on Wednesday down at Menon in Madison. Good control out in the back. Here's a shot from Conklin, and it's saved. Fauju can't cover it. Back on out, time for the sophomore within Ryan Zales. Zales rips one. Saved by Fauju. And a very good clearance right there. Well timed by Jake Peregrin, the senior defenseman. Now, Jacob, the future the Lancers do have, we got to talk a little bit about Justinus Sanders, the junior in net, who's had a great year. Also has a shutout in the Lancers' 19-0 win over Princeton. Writers' integrity, we don't talk too much about that game. Time for the Lancers out in the back.
Yeah, well, Justinus Sanders, he's on the bench tonight, but he is a very capable backup. .930 save percentage in 6 games played so far this year. And he's going to be the future anchor of the Lancers in net after Turbin graduates this year.
Absolutely. It's going to be a tough loss for the Lancers once Turbin graduates. I'm sure they're not looking forward to that time.
Absolutely. Right now, I'd say the Lancers have one of the best goaltending tandems in the state.
Absolutely. Sanders is such a rock as a backup. I think he could easily be a starter on some other teams. Maybe even in the top 20 he would qualify as a starter. But I mean, the McInnes division itself really just has an armada of good goalkeeping talent. I mean, Cook for Governor Livingston, you could talk about the talent that that division has.
Absolutely, and Turbin and Sanders are right up there with them.
Absolutely. We didn't really have a chance much to talk about. We haven't had a chance at all this year to talk to Coach Conklin about the potential that we might see next year from Justinus Sanders. But I think the Lancers should be happy to turn the page to him because he has a lot of talent.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't think there will be any hesitation to make him the starter.
Yeah, a couple freshmen. Obviously, we spoke to Mr. Selvin himself, who has been our outlet for information for the Lancers this year. He says that there is a lot of incoming freshmen next year. Maybe a JV team, a parochial JV team on the horizon for the Livingston Lancers. JV hockey, decently popular in the area. Here's a shot that scrapes just wide from Mitchell Friedman. Lancers control Kwan. Kwan taking his time. One-timer shot from far is saved by Fauju and swung on right back. Mitchell Friedman. Andrew Kwan rips one. Fauju got a hand on it, and it looks like It will go out for a face-off.
Well, as you were saying, Ryan, the Lancers have a good future. They're losing their captain Vecchio after this year, who has 40 points on the season. But as you were saying, a lot of freshmen coming in, enough for a JV team. And in a few years down the line, the Lancers are going to be dominant again.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, they're going to lose some key talent this year. You talk about Austin Vecchio. You talk about a player who was actually drafted into the NAHL last year for Livingston. There's just a lot of talent. Schultz weaves. Shifty Schultz. Pass deflected on out, but it's able to find Quan. Quan right back over to Mitchell Friedman. Quan. Rip Swan. Saved by Fauju. Fauju really raking up his statistics so far. Schultz. Schultz taking his time. Mitchell Friedman. Rips one. Fauju pokes it away aggressively. Time now for the Lancers. Schultz rips one. Can't find the back of the net. Taking their time they are. Friedman. Too strong for Silva. And cleared away out of play. Bayonne really just trying to put that defensive integrity into this hockey game.
Exactly, and Fauju's really been bailing out Bayonne this game because, as I've said many times, the Lancers have just been in their zone the entire game, and Fauju's been coming up clutch with some good saves in the slot, and he's been poking away the routine chances. And it's even more impressive because he's a freshman.
That's right. A good future that he will have with this Bayonne program. Next year they will be once again competing in the McMullen division. New team entering the McMullen division, the struggling Milburn Millers. Slap shot. Saved by Fauju. Shot over. Still a debate on who will be promoted into the second division of the NJIIHL this year. Obviously, Kearney has first dibs on it, but it seems like they're declining it as this shot squeezes into the back of the net. Give it to Brett Conklin. Lancers have a 2-0 lead.
Another great goal for the Lancers, puts them up 2-0. But this is the most dangerous lead in hockey, as they say, Ryan. 2-0 lead. Can't get complacent now. They got to pot another, and even then, they can't rest on their laurels. They got to continue to dominate this Bayonne team.
Well, Bayonne has some positivity in their basketball program at the moment, as you got to take a look at tomorrow, because tomorrow is the semifinals of the girls basketball tournament for Hudson County. Here's Bayonne trying to make a run. Here's a shot. Net is dislodged. Turpin relodges it himself. He usually stop play for that. Bayonne really clicking on, but as I was saying, the Bayonne Bees have a big semifinal tomorrow for girls basketball. Tune in at noon. Kevin Connolly will be on the call. Jordan, there's a private school that steals a lot of athletic talent in the township of Bayonne. That's St. Peter's Prep. St. Peter's Prep.
Always a foe for a lot of teams in New Jersey, including Livingston.
Right, as there's a shot saved by Fauju. We covered St. Peter's Prep versus West Orange, Week 1 football. Down at Montclair State in the Zone 6 Challenge. West Orange, a good first quarter, only trailing by a touchdown or two, and St. Peter's just ran away with it. Zion Fowler, currently playing basketball as a SportsCenter Top 10 player, will be going to play as a wide receiver at Pittsburgh next year in the NCAA. Quan back on out in the reset. Selvin out far. Grossbard back on over. Quan taking his time. Chips one on in. Selvin can't finish on the one-timer, and it's swept away. And we will ice that puck and ship us right back to the Lancers' offensive zone.
Look, I really like that play. The Lancers wanted to get uptight in close. The defensemen were pinching into the slot. Selvin was right there, and not every time that play goes in, but they want to keep running that play, and hopefully it goes in next time, Ryan.
Shot saved by Fauju and cleared away, and we will once again ice the puck back and forth between Bayonne clearing. Obviously, the Lancers using this as an opportunity now to rest a couple familiar faces that you see on the ice often. Doc's not even dressed for today.
He's resting that shoulder, Ryan.
I think that's a great idea. What do you think?
I mean, he looked dead tired last game, and he looked exhausted. So if there's a time to rest, now's it.
Shot Saved and covered by Fauju. Bayonne trying to develop some rhythm. We saw their first shot saved by Turbin. I think the funniest part of that was the net dislodged and Turbin just relodged it himself.
Yeah, don't mind me, he's just gonna relodge the net. I mean, he realizes Bayonne's not gonna go on a breakaway, so he's just like, don't mind me, just gonna relodge the net right here.
That was funny. You don't see that every day. Usually, you stop play for that one. That's the protocol for it, but Turbin wants to be the handyman as well. Selvin. On over to Grossbard. Behind the net is Grossbard. Ooh, Grossbard gets weaving. Kwan. Selvin, mistouch on the puck, he recovers. Selvin rips one. Snagged by Fauju. It's a nice effort by Fauju. Little relay save. So Jordan, who do you think is public champions this year? They're the first seed, but they got to go through a couple dangerous foes. Ridge, I mean, they got to beat Morristown. Morristown's a competitive team.
Well, I've thought about this a lot, and I don't know if Livingston has the gas to go all the way to the finals and win. I might have to go with Ridge. They're such a good program.
I might go with Westfield.
Oh, yes. No, I think if Livingston does face Westfield, I think Livingston does beat Westfield in a rematch because they'll just be so hungry and they'll know Westfield. It'll be their fourth time playing them this season.
That's
they'll
correct.
know Westfield by now, and they're a good team with a good coach.
But here's the thing, Jordan. Here's a shot, and it's poked away. Here's the thing, Westfield knows them too. Lancers came into that game 2-0 against them, outscored them 5-2 in total, won the first game on the road 3-2, but really dominated control, won the next game 3-0 here at Codey, dominated that one. Outscored them 5-2 going to the finals, lost the game 5-2. And they looked gassed in that finals.
Correct my math if I'm wrong. But if Livingston faces Westfield in the finals, which I think is a possibility,
it would be a semifinal matchup on
semifinals.
Wednesday.
Hopefully, Tarasyuk would be back for the Lancers. Tarasuk, my apologies.
They're hoping he would be back for the finals. That's their goal.
Well,
see him back by the finals.
If Tarasuk was back for the semifinals, that would change things. But it's going to be a real tough match for the Lancers if they play Westfield.
Schultz can't finish as it's saved by Fauju. Fauju really bailing out Bayonne. Reason why it's a 2-0 spread. Lancers just raking the shots. This here's one that is shanked by Conklin. Ryan Zales.
The sophomore defenseman. He's been clutch this season. He's filling in for Jace Stocks on that top line, as I said before.
Silva. Slap shot. Missed, timed heavily by Solomon. That's another player that's trying to go a little easy, is Spencer Solomon. Solomon spent the first half of the year on the injury list. Team dominated in spite of his non-appearance for the first half of the season due to injury. And, well, you know, he's only been a bright light since his return. He's really been a key second liner for them. Here comes Bayonne. Here's a player we told you to keep an eye on. That's Anthony O'Brien. O'Brien weaves through. O'Brien takes a shot. Oh, it's high. He almost split Livingston's calm lead in half. And now Livingston will try and retrieve. Oh, the tempo of this hockey game just picked up.
Well, that's a player we haven't talked about enough this game. Anthony O'Brien, he has 35 goals and 46 points this season. He is the senior forward for the Bayonne Bees. He is really the leader of that team. He is so talented. He is playing in the third division of the the NAIJH.
Yes, there you go.
Real tongue twister there.
NJIHL, the New Jersey Interscholastic Ice Hockey League. There's a shot that's saved.
He's been really beating up on that third division, the McMullen division of that conference.
It's really a great division of hockey because it's developing teams. West Orange is going to be a real threat next year. I think they're heavily favored to win. You look at the freshman Dominic Lucrecio, quite a year he's been having. I mean, West Orange is developing. I think I have them favored next year as early victors of the McMullen division. Not only that, Kearney has a lot of returners. I'm very surprised they declined their option to move up to the Kelly division, which is going to be more competitive next year. Milburn's returning. They have a lot of talent. Senior Todd Moskowitz will be returning. He had quite the year this year, so it's going to be an exciting McMullen division next year. The NJIIHL is so exciting, in my opinion. Just great hockey.
I think it's the best conference in New Jersey, Ryan.
I mean, in spite of maybe the Gordon Conference. I mean, all private schools, Princeton Day School, a top 10 team in the state, didn't even break 500 this year. That's how good the Gordon Conference is. And now, Jordan, The Gordon Conference is the host to Christian Brothers Academy, who haven't lost a game this year, and won the Gordon Conference here at Richard J. Codey Arena. They're heavily favored to win Public A. We had an upset game, though, and an upset team that's really been pushing themselves and beating teams like Livingston up to where they are right now. They took down Seton Hall Prep in an upset 5-11 seed game. That is the Mobeard Crimson. As here's a shot that's saved. And Jordan, the Mobeard Crimson, John Hay was on the call for that one. You can catch that game on the on-demand function. They are a scary team. Halverson Cup champion.
Absolutely. They beat Livingston 6-2 at the tail end of the season in a big upset. And that really was it was a prelude to Livingston's loss in the McKinnis Cup Finals. But yeah, Mobeard ranked number 16 last time I checked. I might be wrong on that.
Mobeard actually moved all the way up to 10. Welcome back to the top 10. Morristown Beard Crimson. They just climbed right back up after 5 tough losses.
It really had a great end to the season. They beat the Lancers 6-2, and
Lancers
as you
beat
said,
them.
they're
Yeah.
Halverson Cup champions.
Yeah, Halverson Cup champions. And they played Livingston in a game that was supposed to be Livingston versus Summit. Summit pulled out. Livingston found an opponent within Mobeers. Here's a shot that hits, though. Iron. Put back. Saved and covered by Fauju. Brilliant goalkeeping, as I was saying. Livingston beat them 4-3 in a last-second matchup that wasn't actually scheduled to happen here at Richard J. Codey Arena. Livingston made the travel to Twin Oaks Arena. Absolutely smacked 6-2. Second loss of the season. As you said, I love your vernacular there. Tail end of the season, which picked up momentum for the Cup tournament and for the state tournament. And then Mobeard with an upset victory against the Gordon Conference is struggling, but outside of Gordon Conference dominating Seton Hall Prep Pirates, who saw their season come to an end. As we're now back on the ice, as this one leaves wide, and Zales will go retrieve. Jordan, Livingston boys basketball finished out their season, a tough season, 5-16 record. They lost to the Governor of Livingston Highlanders at home on Thursday. And girls basketball getting their state tournament started next week. They had their final home game today down at their main gym facilities. That will do the first period of ice hockey between the 16-seeded Bayonne Bees and the Livingston Lancers in the Public A bracket. We have the long change intermission. And the second period, we'll have intermission coming up next right here on the D1 Meet page on the NFHS Network. Stay tuned.
The North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute is the preferred practice for diagnosis and orthopedic treatment in New Jersey. From the moment you become a patient in our practice, our experienced team supports you until your full recovery with education, compassion, and understanding. Our focus includes sports injuries, as well as the treatment of a broad range of orthopedic complaints, from common tendon ailments and arthritic joint pain to traumatic injuries. Our facility offers an on-site physical therapy suite. In conjunction with specifically designed exercise programs, non-invasive and advanced healing technology, we can not only address the current injury, but also find the underlying cause, such as muscle weakness, imbalance, or improper form. We also offer non-surgical modalities, such as platelet-rich plasma injections, which can lead to an accelerated recovery. To provide efficient and excellent care, personal interactions and individualized attention for each patient is important. We are committed to create a protocol that can eliminate similar injuries in the future. At North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute, we are dedicated to providing the highest standard of care and comfort of athletes, including patients with non-related sports injuries. Board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist Dr. Michael Rusinella utilizes non-surgical and minimally invasive surgical procedures to help patients regain back their quality of life.
So just imagine. But you, when you dance, 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 feel good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on, all those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on.
back to Richard J. Codey Arena, 2-0 Lancers. A slow first period that picked up. O'Brien's really tried to pick up Bayonne, try and squash some goals, but it's been 2-0 Livingston. Right place, right time. A lot of shots on net, Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely. Livingston, as I said before, is tilting the ice towards Bayonne, but towards the end of that period, Bayonne's clinging on for dear life, and they went on a few zone entries into the offensive zone. Anthony O'Brien went on a nice breakaway. Turbin stopped that though. But yeah, story of the game, Livingston tilting the ice. Bayonne just trying to hang on for dear life to their season.
12.5 minutes until the second period of action. The long change period gets underway. We have to mention it because it's always a possibility. Mercy rule, if you're up by 10 goals at the end of 2 periods, that completes the hockey game. Livingston currently has 2 goals, but are just dominating in shots. If Coach Conklin can get them clicking, the bottom line's getting a lot of minutes clicking, that could be it.
Look, Livingston has had a long season, and I think they want to rest. So it'll be nice to get 10 goals and mercy rule their way home. But I think Foju is too good for that. I think he's been really bailing Bayonne out. If this pace keeps up, no mercy rule tonight, Ryan.
That's right. A couple seniors maybe making their last appearance on the ice. Whoever loses, their season comes to an end unless their AD is able to last-second schedule a couple more non-counting games, which you can find on NJ.com. Bayonne seniors Zachary Taylor, Anthony O'Brien, Justin Moorweiser, Tristan Walensky, Christopher Conyers, Braden Dunlop, Jake Pellegrin, Sean Augusto, and Vincent Lucia, all in jeopardy of playing their last ice hockey game at the high school level. And for the Lancers, Zachary Turbin, Austin Vecchio, Danny Grossbard, Andrew Kwan, Spencer Solomon are just trying to push their season all the way to the rock if they can. And oh boy, Jordan, they have the talent.
Absolutely, the Lancers are one of the most talented teams in New Jersey. Obviously, they're in the top 20.
And they've been in the top 20 since week 2.
Exactly, yeah. And yeah, it'd really be the cherry on top of their high school careers, the people you just mentioned, if they could get to the finals. And I still have my doubts about whether they can actually win, but I do think they could get all the way there.
No doubt about it, there is a high possibility they could. They have a tough run. They would have to take on Morristown if they win this game on Monday. They could see Westfield on Wednesday as well. When we come back, bracketology. Stay tuned.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
This is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Welcome back to the South Mountain Reservation here in West Orange, Essex County, New Jersey. First round of the Public A State Tournament, Livingston and Bayonne. Let's take a look at the brackets. Livingston is taking on Bayonne at the moment. Morristown beat Watchung Hills to have a date with the winner of this one last night down at Morristown. The top seed are hosting all of these games, just for your information. The 5th seed, Hunterdon Central, took down the 12th seed, Manalapan 5-1. They have a date with Westfield on Monday as Westfield took down Southern in a close 2-1 game. Southern were oh so close to upsetting the McInnes Cup champions. Ridge absolutely blew out Central Regional, a 10-1 win. The 3rd seed has moved on to take on the 6th seed within Ridgewood. Ridgewood, the 6th seed, took down the 11th seed Monroe. And then Middletown South, the 7th seed, who had a great start to the season and are barely still in the state rankings, took down Passaic Tech 5-0. They show that they're better than what is given to them with a 5-0 win. And they will have a date on Monday with the winner of the 2 versus 15 Hillsborough hosting the West Orange Mountaineers. Mountaineers have clinched their first playoff spot in quite some time. So they are the other game that still has not happened. Westfield and Hunterdon Central played on Monday. That game will be played at Warrenecker in Roselle. And Livingston will play Morristown if they are to win this game. The winners of those 2 games will play on Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. at Menon Arena. And then the other game, the winner of Ridge and Ridgewood, 2 Ridges and 1 Wood in that game, Jordan, will play the winner of Middletown South, and the winner of Hillsborough and West Orange will play each other to book a date at 7 p.m. at Menon Arena. That is your bracketology. Jordan, what do you think? Who is your favorite to win that one?
Well, I suppose Livingston, but again, have my doubts, but they are the 1 seed, and they have a ton of talent, as we're seeing tonight. So, Livingston, I suppose.
Westfield barely took down Southern. That was my biggest surprise. Westfield destroyed a very strong Livingston team by 3 goals. Could have been more in one of the biggest games of the year, excluding the playoffs, and they barely took down a struggling Southern team that qualified in the last 2 weeks of the season. So that might have been my biggest surprise in Public A so far.
Well, Westfield's playing the same season Livingston's playing, which means they are also exhausted. So that could be a factor. And if Westfield and Livingston face each other, it'll be 2 exhausted teams facing each other. But Livingston had already had that exhausted defeat. So I think they'll be able to come back and beat Westfield.
Well, it all starts at the completion of this first round with the round of 8 on Monday. We'll be here at Codey Arena for the winner of this one as they will take on Morristown. That'll be at 4:30 or 4 o'clock. Time soon to be determined what it'll exactly be. 6 minutes until we get the long change period underway. It's 2-0, the first seeded Lancers over the 16th-seeded Bayonne Bees. Stay tuned to Richard J. Codey Arena right here on the D1 Maple page on the end of pages. We'll be right back.
Heads up, Jack. On the suit. Took him and decreasing.
Ethan Horton. Horton dribbles into the front court to Khalil Whitney. Going to the basket and the jam.
Conversation with them because they are getting resources from the city. They are getting resources, and they're arguing with us about the timeliness of those resources.
The North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute is the preferred practice for diagnosis and orthopedic treatment in New Jersey. From the moment you become a patient in our practice, our experienced team supports you until your full recovery with education, compassion, and understanding. Our focus includes sports injuries, as well as the treatment of a broad range of orthopedic complaints, from common tendon ailments and arthritic joint pain to traumatic injuries. Our facility offers an on-site physical therapy suite. In conjunction with specifically designed exercise programs, non-invasive and advanced healing technology, we can not only address the current injury, but also find the underlying cause, such as muscle weakness, imbalance, or improper form. We also offer non-surgical modalities, such as platelet-rich plasma injections, which can lead to an accelerated recovery. To provide efficient and excellent care, personal interactions and individualized attention for each patient is important. We are committed to create a protocol that can eliminate similar injuries in the future. At North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute, we are dedicated to providing the highest standard of care and comfort of athletes, including patients with non-related sports injuries. Board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist Dr. Michael Rosanella utilizes non-surgical and minimally invasive surgical procedures to help patients regain back their quality of life.
So just imagine, nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on, all those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. Ooh, it's so
We are oh so close to getting the second period underway. 2 minutes left on the clock here in the intermission. Jordan, this is a big change period. First period to second period really turns the page of the game. What is Bayonne going to do looking into the second period? What do they have to work on?
Well, as I said in my pregame keys to the game, Bayonne's got to play more aggressive, play more physical. They got to knock the Lancers off the puck because the Lancers are just getting unlimited time to set up in the offensive zone. If they could get in, check some more, they could really create some more turnovers. They got to play better in the neutral zone. They got to get some more checks in, and then when they get the puck, they got to set up in the offensive zone quickly because the Lancers aren't going to give them much time.
And for Livingston, what do you think Coach Conklin said to the squad?
Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. You're up 2-0. You're poised to go up for more. You just got to get past Foju.
Foju, as you said, he's only a freshman. He might tear apart the McMullen division next year.
Absolutely, and can you imagine what he's going to be like as a junior and senior? Oh boy, I fear for the teams in the McMullen division in a couple years, Ryan.
That is if they don't get promoted next year, because they have quite the returning squad next year. They're really developing talent as we speak, taking on a fierce Livingston team, just working on defensive strides. Obviously, Livingston missing a couple of keys that have definitely been noticeable, giving players who are not injured, like Vecchio, just some off time, just, prep for Monday's game versus Morristown. Livingston, they've shown that they're a little gassed. Morristown have showed that they're on the rise.
Exactly, and Morristown, like you said, a team to watch. But Livingston here, they're playing hard, but this is really a restful game. So I think Livingston, with some rest, can be forced to watch in the tournament, in the state tournament after this round. And I firmly believe that they can beat Morristown. Morristown has a great program, but Livingston, they're going to come back strong. Jace Docks isn't even playing tonight, so they're going to come in rested and ready to go. They're going to come in with a fire.
Morristown, the 8th seed in the tournament. Bayonne, the 16th seed. Livingston, the 1 seed. Ridge, the 2 seed. The 3 seed are the Westfield Blue Devils. 4 seed is Ridgewood. Side switch, Livingston in their green and white uniforms. Bayonne, as we're getting ready for a second period, in their black with that little nice accent to it, as Livingston will control in the back. I am a fan of Bayonne's uniforms, Jordan. I think they're quite creative.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of some good jerseys in Bayonne. Stylish.
Yeah, I like the Bayonne almost like in the slash lettering, quite cool.
Doesn't have anything to do with bees though, does it, Ryan?
Not exactly. That would make it a little bit more yellow. But that is what Hanover Park does. They are the Hornets, and they wear yellow. As here's a shot poked away and covered on up. Speaking of Hanover Park, Park Hockey is currently competing in the MCSSIHL, the Morris County Ice Hockey League. They are in public C.
Have a lot of letters in them, Ryan. They're really hard to say.
A lot of abbreviations. Face off on the close side on the left side of your screen. Ryan Lowy, Jordan Cooper, Miles Dax on camera right here at Richard J. Codey Arena on the campus of the South Mountain Reservation. in West Orange, Essex County, New Jersey, as down goes Don Salvino. He's now on the puck. Salvino on over to Schultz. Shifty Schultz has had quite the year. Control for Quan. Quan rips one. And it's deflected wide. Silva. Again, Foju really having quite the first period. I mean, maybe debatable first star of the game, and the team's down and being shut out 2-0. Selvin on over. Quan. Selvin. Far side again, he wants to reset. Time for Silva as he switched places and gives one on over. On the outside, Andrew Quan. Right back on over to Silva. Lancers working a rotation here with great control. They're almost acting as if they're on the power play, as here's a shot that knocks right on back. Schultz weaves around. Schultz with time. Schultz cuts on over. Selvin mishandles the puck. He'll have to go retrieve.
That was another great start in the offensive zone to start the second period for the Lancers. Bayonne didn't really challenge them like I said they should. They need to challenge them physically and get right in their faces.
Shot is over. And this one will be covered on up by Foju.
What do you make of that, Ryan?
Make of?
Make of the first shift for the Lancers in the offensive zone.
I make it, I'm not actually switching places with you at the moment. I guess I'm color Ryan. But I make it as a great control opportunity for the Lancers. As I said, they're almost acting as if they're on the power play with their rotations. They're running a quarterback up at the top. I was very impressed with their control of the puck, which they're doing now as here's a shot that just scrapes wide from Zales. Obviously, this is giving Lancers defenders a lot of shooting opportunities as Conklin, a defenseman, really stepped up this year, shoots one that is covered on up by Foju. Again, Foju, a freshman. Face off. And this one will sweep all the way on back. Icing waved. Haven't seen anybody in the sin bin today. It's been quite clear, Jordan. Not too many penalties. Reminds me of the Livingston West Morris Central game as the Lancers beat the Wolfpack 5-0 in a game that many would say was just scheduled to waive the Doc's suspension in time for the McInnes Cup.
Well, exactly. And the Lancers usually play a physical game, but I assume they don't want to play that physical tonight because they don't want to exhaust themselves too much as they have in the regular season. So that's why you're not seeing a lot of penalties tonight. And Bayonne, they don't want to challenge the Lancers too much, it seems. So penalty boxes have been clear.
23 games Livingston played going into the McInnes Cup playoff tournament. And they come into the state tournament with 25 games as they went 1-1 in the McInnes Cup. A bye week. The one team with the bye is the first seed out of 7 in the McInnes Cup. Won the semifinal here versus Summit in a great game, 3-0. They dominated a ranked team, one of the hottest public schools in the state of New Jersey they beat. And, well, they lost to Westfield, the team that they were 2-0 against this season. They outscored them 5-0, as mentioned earlier, as that one just sneaks right on by Andrew Quan. And Ryan Zales will have to go retrieve it. Here come the Lancers up the ice. Ryan Zales sneaks on by both blue lines. Zales in the back. Austin Vecchio, vroom vroom Vecchio. Getting some skating time, rips one. Oh, it's saved by Foju.
He tried that one from the blue line, Ryan. The Lancers just are trying anything they can to get one past Sidney Foju, but nothing doing.
Shot waved over, Selvin rips one, Foju can't cover, but he can save. And here is the speedy captain with an Anthony O'Brien. O'Brien, really a bright spot for Bayonne this year. I really think he was their key reason to making the finals against Kearney and putting up 4 goals too, very impressive.
Like I said, very talented player, and Anthony O'Brien been beating up on his division opponents. 35 goals this season.
Ripped and saved. That one coming from Andrew Quan. So, Jordan, we take a look at the division realignment for next year in the NJIIHL. Verona Glen Ridge, they got knocked down in last year's COVID-shortened season to the Kelly, and they said, we'll pick ourselves right back up. They dominated.
VGR is a great program, and they deserve to be promoted. Always a great team in VGR. Combined program, Verona and Glen Ridge. But yeah, great season for them.
Just a phenomenal season. And I think there's another team that many people have been surprised about, recently off promotion as well. So we've seen a team recently off of relegation dominating, and a team recently off promotion being very impressive. That is the Frisch School of Paramus. They had a phenomenal year. They tied once-ranked St. Peter's Prep and tied VGR. The Frisch School also beat Notre Dame in the first round. Notre Dame, a school from the South, and divisional champions as they took down Princeton to win their cup tournament. Frisch took them down. The Frisch School, really talented.
Yes, I agree. They have some great talent on that team. They play a good game. Another great program. They deserve the promotion as well. I agree with you there, Ryan.
Many were surprised last year that they were moved up, but they've just been absolutely phenomenal. Brilliant this year. They didn't play a lot of games due to COVID-19 and because they're not eligible to play on Fridays due to school rules. Control now from Chen as he swings it on out back. Shot from far, saved by Fo Zhu. Back on out. On Ricks one. Ooh. Slivers on out. A little Lancer collision. And the Lancers will now swing it on far. There's a pass from Vecchio over to Friedman, and Fo Zhu gets a glove on it. Jordan, if we didn't see a player as good as Fo Zhu in goal, it would be quite a different story right now with 9:15 left to go in the second.
I can think of quite a few opportunities the Lancers could have gone past a goalie not named Sidney Fo Zhu, my apologies. But here we are, 2-0. Fo Zhu's really notching up his stats in this one.
He's really just been a brilliant player. Keep an eye on him. He's only a freshman. Here's a shot that deflects and hits the screen with 9:08.
In a couple years, he could be one of the best in the state, in my opinion.
He has the potential for it. He could be the next Terminator, maybe.
Exactly. I think he has more potential than Turbin, actually.
Well, many would say, he's doing phenomenal. Turbin is senior. But Turbin also had a really good year last year. You can't forget the dominance Turbin had his junior year as well. Here's a shot that Fo Zhu saves once again. And this time Fo Zhu covers it. Haven't seen a lot of covering from Fo Zhu, but we've seen a lot of nice saves from him. I think Coach Steve Planty's got to be very happy with his performance.
Yes, absolutely. He's been keeping them in the game. He's been throwing away those routine chances, and he's been stopping the blue line shots the Lancers have been taking. And even though they've gotten unlimited time to prepare in the offensive zone, he sees the puck well.
Shot saved by Fo Zhu. Vroom, vroom, Vecchio. Up the key. Shot saved by Fo Zhu. We haven't been keeping track of saves this game, granted, but I think it's safe for me to say he's at upwards of 25 saves.
Absolutely. He's been stopping those routine chances, and the Lancers have thrown a lot of those at him.
Face off on the far left side of your screen as we're reaching the halfway point of the middle period of action, the long change period. We're here on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFH Net. Reminder to tune in tomorrow at noon. The girls' finals of the Hudson County Girls Basketball Tournament between the Bayonne Bees down at High Tech High School as they will take on the Union City Soaring Eagles. Shot from far. Fo Zhu on the save. Bayonne is just able to scrape the blue line on a clearance from Maximilian Malak. Tricky is Kwan. Oh, what a season we've seen from Kwan, the senior defenseman. Every Lancer has stepped up in their own way, no matter the minutes they've gotten this year. Everyone's been very impressed. Here's a shot, just saved by Fo Zhu. Under 8 minutes now left to play in the second period of action. This one will scrape the blue line, and the Lancers will have to retrieve out in the back. Kwan, up the ice. Kwan cuts, shoots, and it's just wide. Here comes a run from O'Brien. Oh, O'Brien is talented.
Oh, what a
O'Brien
move.
leaves ground. O'Brien loses the puck. Oh, Selvin just breaks it up last second. O'Brien felt thirsty. Started drinking the water, but he just didn't get a big enough chug.
Great analogy right there.
Oh, thank you. Schultz, the junior, lets one go. It's saved. Bayonne easily forcing a third period of action in this one. Selvin, a little snapshot. This one just rocks wide. Kwan from the back. Takes his time. Shot. Saved. Schultz Weaves round. Schultz rips one. Misses. And it's cleared away. This one scrapes the first blue line and does its job on its clearance. Here's Schultz. Schultz, like O'Brien, he can move with the puck. He lets one rip, but Fauju robs him. Under 7 minutes left to go. Schultz relays one on out. Shot from far off a body. Time for Zales. Conklin, off a defenseman, gets it back. He shoots. Fauju on the save. Cleared away by Bernardo, but not cross the blue line. Shot, oh, tricky one, but it can't go through. That one came from Silva, as the Lancers will reset at the key manually. Conklin lets one rip. It's deflected, and it's out of play off the screen, and it almost goes through like a basketball.
Well, this is hockey, Ryan, and...
This is hockey.
And we're playing with a puck, not a basketball.
That's right. Speaking of basketball, it's the final season.
Oh, great transition.
It's the final season of the Tournament of Champions before the NJSIAA shuts it down. The state's most elite group champions will take each other on. Roselle Catholic. I mean, we can go all day about Camden, Gill St. Bernard's, etc. Westfield. Some of the state's elite will take each other on in the tournament and its final season of existence before it's shut down for the time being. The TOC on the D1 meter per page on the NFHS network. Here on the D1 meter per page, we're big Roselle Catholic followers. Here's a shot that's saved. RC trying to win a county championship on the boys' side. Girls' side, they lost to Westfield in the quarterfinals. Here's a shot from Conklin. Oh, it just snakes away. And it deflects off Conklin and passes the blue line. Zales. Out at the back. Conklin. Silva. Lets one go. It finds the back of the net for a Lancers goal. Top shelf finish for the Lancers. Zach Silva.
Zach Silva really been making his mark as a sophomore forward. Excuse me. He puts the Lancers up 3-0. Finally getting one past Sidney Fauju. Top shelf, I guess that's the way to go on Sidney Fauju, Ryan.
That's right, top shelf on Fauju. We've seen it happen not once, not twice, but thrice today for the Lancers. It gave them a 3-0 lead that they so hold dearly right now.
So it seems the strategy is to get up close in the slot, up high, top shelf. That's Fauju's weak spot. It seems that way.
Well, we're learning as we play. We still have a whole nother period left to go unless the Lancers can sneak 7 through. They almost had a fourth, but a brilliant save right there by Fauju. Fauju just really knows how to read the shiftiness.
Oh, exactly. He hasn't been fooled by the Lancers for most of the game. He's seeing the puck like a beach ball.
Yeah, really. Absolutely. Slap shot. One-timer. Fauju pokes it away. The put back. Saved by Fauju. Vecchio. From the rear. Lets one rip. Right into Fauju. Cracks the save. 4:55 left to go here in the middle period of action. Ryan Lowy, Jordan, Cooper, and on camera doing an excellent job is Mr. Miles Dax. 4:55 left to go. Face off. Won by the Bees of Bayonne. Chipped on up by Anthony O'Brien. Anthony O'Brien could be one of the many seniors on Bayonne seeing his last game of hockey this year. Whoa! Conklin doing some weaving. A good stick handler. Excuse me, that wasn't Conklin, but some weaving from Sean Chen. Backhander, saved by Fauju. Can't be cleared away. Vecchio has it. Vecchio rips one. Just saved by Fauju. Can't be bodied away, though. Put back, Mitchell Friedman, it's wide. Put back once again. Net is dislodged, as Fauju will get credit on the save. I believe that also hit some hardware.
That was some great play by the Lancers. They were circling the zone. Sean Chen made a nice move. Vecchio had a nice shot. Everyone was getting involved in that play. They weren't just skating around waiting for opportunities. They were going right up close. And the net came dislodged at the end of the play, as you just said, Ryan.
Down the back. Lancers will take their time. Conklin. Whipped on up. Schultz shoots into bodies. Oh, and O'Brien wants to use the pull
He has
option.
some nice hands.
He really does, and here he is. He's also quick with it, as he's going to race the entire Lancers squad to the end line, turn around, but leave the puck behind. I guess you really can't do a 1-on-5, can you?
I mean, He definitely wants to. He's carrying the play.
Solomon thought about doing the same. He gives it away to Silva, right off the face mask of Foju as he pokes it away. O'Brien this time lets one loose from far, and it trickles on over to the Lancer crease. 3.5 left to play in the middle period. We'll see a third period of action right here on the D1 Media page on the NFHS Network in the first round of the NJSIA State Tournament. Zales loops around on over to Schultz. Schultz, backhander, covered by Foju. Now, Jordan, tell me, what is the biggest surprise you've seen from the Lancer squad this season as a media follower?
So far this season, the biggest surprise from the Lancers is that they didn't maintain that full speed towards the end of the season. They got some ties, they got some losses, especially against Mo Beard, they lost 6-2. Not many surprises from the Lancers, but I mean, that's really the biggest one, that they trailed off towards the end. I expected them to go full steam into the playoffs.
Kwan rips one. Foju will cover. What a day for Foju. Now that's a player that's finishing off the season on the right path for Bayonne.
Exactly. He's been the undisputed starter as a freshman. Started 17 out of the 19 games they've played prior to tonight. And to do that as a freshman is just so impressive.
There's other registered goalies on the roster as well, as O'Brien lets one loose and Turbin's finally challenged today. And Bayonne will try and put a press on. Selvin finds the puck. Now that's a player that will probably see more time next year. Alex Selvin trying to develop his skill. Defenseman wants to move up to the wing. Here he goes as he weaves through and leaves the puck behind last second. Bayonne control. And they will sweep one away. Conyers the last touch on it, and icing is waved.
Well, as you said, Ryan, Selvin is going to get more playing time next year. As he said, he wants to move up to the wing, and I think he'll get some more opportunity with Vecchio leaving. And I think he can move from defenseman to the wing. He's been working on that all season long to move to that forward position, and I think he has some talent. He could really make some noise next season.
Far side whistle blows, knocks that one dead. Shot was off anyway. Not sure what came from the whistle there. Wait on the call, but the Lancers will use this as a way to recharge the battery. We'll see a full new squad of skaters for the Lancers on that line change, Jordan. You're a Lancers line follower. You can tell me right now, Conklin did an excellent job keeping line integrity this year.
Absolutely, yeah. He kept those lines together. He's really played the top six more than the bottom six, but consistency has been the key, of course. Tarasuk's injury.
There's a shot that finds the back of the net. My apologies, Jordan, but Vecchio interrupted you.
Of course, the nice shot from Vecchio can always interrupt me. I'm fine with that.
You were honored to be interrupted by the McInnes Division MVP.
I'm honored to be interrupted by a Lancer goal, Ryan. The Lancers are so good.
As you were saying.
Love to see them score. But yeah, consistency has really been a key for the Lancers this season on the lines. When Tarasuk went down, middle of the season, Cassesi and the rotating cast of characters filled in on the top line.
Vecchio almost did it again. Sorry, Jordan, but he didn't interrupt you this time.
My apologies, not Cassesi, Silva and a rotating cast of characters. Well, really, doesn't matter who I say first because, as I said, rotating cast of characters filling in on the top line. All of them playing nicely, but yeah, consistency has been the key for the Lancers on the lines.
So Vecchio just put 2 in, Jordan. In your one statement, Vecchio put 2 goals into the back of the net.
Either I talk for a long time, which I'm pretty sure I do, or Vecchio's just really good. I think it's just both.
I think it's just Vecchio's really good. What a phenomenal season he's had. McInnes Division MVP. That's the most valuable player in the McInnes Division, Jordan. Now that's a high honor because the McInnes Division is the first division of hockey in the state of New Jersey. Not in the state of New Jersey, in the NJIIHL. That goes to the Gordon Conference American Division. Here's Vecchio. On over to Zales. Zales from far. Conklin lets one rip off of Foju. Zales. Shot saved once again. I think Foju's biggest struggle is also the speed of the shot, in which Vecchio has that down. Grossbard. Space-time shot wide. Vecchio will find the puck once again. 5 seconds over a minute left to play in the middle period of action. Ryan Levy, Jordan Cooper, Miles Dax on the broadcast today. Bayonne will try and dump the period, but wow, Austin Vecchio put this game from domination to possibly out of reach for Bayonne.
Well, for the Lancers, not for Bayonne.
Out of reach for Bayonne. He did it for the Lancers. Chen. Shot. Fauju says no, but the putback goes through. Looks like they're going to give that one to Austin Vecchio.
Fauju seems shaken. That series of 4 goals really has to shake a goalie's confidence, and especially a freshman who, let's be honest, doesn't have as much experience as you would see in a player like Turbin. So he looks shaken. He might let in a few more before this is done, Ryan.
Absolutely a possibility. As the Lancers will expand within their lead. Vecchio got a little applause because he just had a hat trick. Again, this will not be the Lancers' biggest win of the season unless they exceed 19 goals. They beat Princeton, finalists of their cup, 19-0. Princeton brought 8 skaters here to Codey from down south.
That was a result of a COVID outbreak, it seems.
Actually, it was a result of a showcase tournament.
Oh, my mistake, yes. Many players went to play for the club team, my mistake. COVID was the first assumption, but then we figured out in the week to come that many players had left to play for the club team that day.
Well, Princeton did bounce back. They find themselves as finalists in their division, in which they lost to Notre Dame. They are currently competing in Public B. Here in Public A, the 1-seeded Lancers are up 6-0 against the 16-seeded Bayonne Bees. We have the third period next, right here on the G1 meter per page, and the NFH is now presented by NJ Orthopedics.
Heads up, Jack. On the suit. Took him and decleaning.
Horton dribbles into the front court to Khalil Whitney. Go into the basket and the jam.
Conversation with them because they are getting resources from the city. They are getting resources, and they're arguing with us about the timeliness of those resources.
The North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute is the preferred practice for diagnosis and orthopedic treatment in New Jersey. From the moment you become a patient in our practice, our experienced team supports you until your full recovery with education, compassion, and understanding. Our focus includes sports injuries, as well as the treatment of a broad range of orthopedic complaints, from common tendon ailments and arthritic joint pain to traumatic injuries. Our facility offers an on-site physical therapy suite. In conjunction with specifically designed exercise programs, non-invasive and advanced healing technology, we can not only address the current injury, but also find the underlying cause, such as muscle weakness, imbalance, or improper form. We also offer non-surgical modalities, such as platelet-rich plasma injections, which can lead to an accelerated recovery. To provide efficient and excellent care, personal interactions and individualized attention for each patient is important. We are committed to create a protocol that can eliminate similar injuries in the future. At North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute, we are dedicated to providing the highest standard of care and comfort of athletes, including patients with non-related sports injuries. Board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist Dr. Michael Rusinella utilizes non-surgical and minimally invasive surgical procedures to help patients regain back their quality of life.
At the end of the first period, the Lancers had a 2-0 lead. Vecchio turned on the Jets. He had 3 of the 4 second period goals to put this game out of reach. Livingston will try and burn the last 15 minutes of hockey this Friday evening from Richard J. Codey Arena. Winner of this one will play on Monday against Morristown here at Richard J. Codey Arena on the South Mountain Reservation. But there's one player, Jordan, that's going to miss hockey. That's O'Brien. He's quick.
As we just saw, and you heard me whisper into the mic, those are some nice moves by O'Brien, but the Lancers got it right back.
That's right, as Bayonne will now try and swing it. They're down 6 goals thanks to Austin Vecchio. That really shows the rock he's been. He put a game that Livingston controlled out of reach for Bayonne. He stole the integrity of the hockey game. What a season by Austin Vecchio, and it's not even coming to an end as the Lancers want to take him and the rest of the team all the way to the Rock. That's right, where the New Jersey Devils play NHL ice hockey. That's where the Lancers aim to be this year. I think they had the potential to do so last year, but they were only gifted a McInnes Cup berth, in which they took it all the way to the finals and fell to a goaltending heavy Glenrock team that shut him out 4-0. Shot. Fauju on the save as he's actually been replaced. Now in goal is Sean Augusto for Bayonne, giving some new faces a look.
Well, since I was right, Fauju was shaken towards the end of that period, and he might have been injured. I don't know, but it seems he needs a rest.
That's right, in goal is Sean Augusto, senior, number 30. Bayonne just trying to exercise their other players.
And he's no slouch himself. In the 2 games he's played, he's made 40 saves and has a save percentage of .930, Ryan.
Nobody's ever complained about Bayonne's goaltending. That has not been their problem this year. Goaltending has really been a step up for them. I mean, a freshman who's been outperforming a terrific senior for the level of hockey they play. Only good news is Selvin lets one rip, it's deflected, and it just misses.
It just shows it's a meritocracy.
It's a what?
It's a meritocracy in
It's a meritocracy. Care to
meritocracy.
That's a funny one. Shot. Waves wide. And Don Salvino will stop it from crossing the blue line. Oh, the story of that nickname is very funny. Slap shot won't go. And cleared away. Last touch, Zachary Taylor, the senior forward, doing the clearing. No ice. Nobody in the sin bin yet today, Jordan.
Nope. Both teams just want to take it easy. Bayonne, they probably know they're not winning this one at this point. 6-0, 12:45 to go in the 3rd period. Both teams just want to take it easy. The Lancers want to rest up for their upcoming rounds in the state tournament.
Salvino can't let one go. He'll recover, and he'll lift one to Mercury. 12.5 left to go here in the final period of action. And once again, Jordan, the winner. A tough game versus Morristown on Monday. We know Livingston has the potential to take down a strong Morristown team. They've shown it all year. If they win this game, this is an important game because that'll not only advance them around and keep their season alive, but it'll be the big 2-0 in their win column. That's right, the big 2-0. They haven't seen that in a while. Last year was the only other year in recent time where they really had the potential to do it, and COVID severely shortened that season as a putback finds the back of the net for a Lancers goal. Sean Chen. Not his first time today. 7-0 Lancers.
Well, we're not going to get a mercy rule, but 7-0 Lancers. It's game over at this point. I don't mean to jinx.
It's a comfortable lead for the Lancers.
It's a comfortable lead. We'll say that. That's a better way to put it.
Face off in the middle here at Codey Arena.
Damn it. Let's go, Sean.
That kind of day. It's been a gloomy Friday outside with the weather, and Bayonne were given the short end of the stick in this one. I mean, they knew it was going to be tough from the get-go, Jordan, when they were given the 16th seed. Because
they slipped their way into the playoffs.
Yeah, they just barely slipped their way into the playoffs. Them and West Orange just snuck in last week of the season. First time in a while for both teams. Bayonne last year saw an average season at their level. Year prior, 120-1 as Vecchio tried to put a 4th one through. Couldn't do so. Slap shot. Oh, it just misses the net. The screening does not allow a putback. Good Bayonne defensive effort. Reset out in the back. Conklin, son of the head coach, can't finish. Poked away. He's back on the puck, and he will lose it once again. And to the attempting clearing Pellegrin as it crosses the blue line. Time for the Lancers, Ryan Zales. Zales loops around. Back on out. Shen. Grossbard. What a season by Grossbard as he lets one go. He can't finish as it'll be saved by Augusto.
And Augusto, we're really seeing some nice saves from him. He's been moving all across the net, Ryan. And he's been filling in nicely for Fauju. Seamless transition.
11:05 left to go here in the third period of action. Ryan Lowry, Jordan Cooper, Miles Dax. A special thank you for tuning in to the first round of the Public A playoffs. The road to the Rock for both these teams starts tonight, and it looks like Livingston's will, as expected, stay alive quite easily. And Bayonne's season will come to an end. Friedman, wide of the net. Schultz finds it, right place, right time, swings it on out. Silva with the soccer stoppage will take his time. Friedman slap shot, deflected off of two Bayonne bodies. Dunlop has to be a little shooken after that one as he chips it on away. And Turbin decides he does not want to fit with an icing. He wants to keep this game flowing. Swung on around, Silva. He likes to stop it with his skates. Coach Rubinetti and the soccer team might be interested. Swung on over. Shot over the net. Silva sticks it on down to make it easy for Friedman to stop it from crossing the blue line, and Friedman swings it over to Kwan. Andrew Kwan. Mitchell Friedman. Far side to Silva. Pass inside. Solomon can't finish. Put back is no good. A good effort there by Sean Augusto. Augusto, the senior, seeing his last period in net for the Bayonne Bees and their tough loss to the Lancers within this next 10 minutes. Friedman, Silva. Chase down with the puck. What would you, percentage-wise, give a rough estimate of percentage of control?
I'd say the Lancers 80 to 85% as we see a hit there. And Bayonne 20 to 15%. But it has, let's just say, to put it nice and short, Lancers have been playing good. Bayonne have been hanging on.
Bayonne, their goaltending, I'm very impressed with.
Yes, I agree. I'm very impressed with their goaltending. They've really been carrying this squad. It's the reason that this game isn't over and we're not home because of the mercy rule.
Yeah. Again, when the state or the league or even the ADs schedule teams, as there's a shot that hits the rucker, Selvin thought he had a goal, his second goal of his high school career. His first one versus empty-netted Princeton Tigers, Little Tigers team. As I was saying, when ADs, the league, and the state schedule games for whatever reason against McInnes teams, and those teams aren't at the McInnes level, you can't expect too much because the McInnes level of hockey is so high. It really is like the highest level of hockey you can get, excluding the Gordon Conference. There really isn't many teams that can compete, their public schools, with this all-public school division of the McInnes division. It's just so high level. As there's a shot that sneaks through, Don Salvino gets it net time. It's 8-0 Lancers. Oh, he's been trying all game. He had his first goal of his career in the Lancers' 19-0 win versus the Little Tigers. This will be his second goal of the season. He scored versus the Princeton Little Tigers. So this will count to him as his first career goal. A couple fans were confused on if to even count that Little Tigers goal, but NJ.com, the official statistician of NJSIAA Athletics, will count it. Here comes Bayonne up the ice. Shot saved, that goal from Alex Selvin. As it's covered on up by Turbin. Lancers keeping Turbin, and they want to give him as much playing time as possible to prep him for Monday.
Well, going back to the goal by Alex Selvin, he's been really struggling to find some playing time this season. He's really been trying his best to get as much ice time as possible. But Selvin, ecstatic at that goal. It was a nice goal too. He rang it off the iron of the post just a minute earlier, and nice goal. I'm sure he's very happy.
It was a brilliant finish. Here come the Lancers at the ice. Ryan Zales Can't cut through with 8 minutes left to go. O'Brien. Clear it away. Under 8 left to play. The arena is dead silent. You can hear a pin drop, Jordan. Here's a shot, and it's a good save there in net by Augusto. He can't catch it, but he can give it to O'Brien to clear it. And Turbin will stop the potential icing call from hitting effect. Remember to tune in tomorrow. Bayonne girls basketball down at High Tech High School at noon. We'll try and win the girls bracket of the Union County basketball tournament as they will take on the Union City Soaring Eagles. Jordan, we covered a Union City Soaring Eagles football game to their loss to the West Orange Mountaineers.
Oh, absolutely. That was an interesting game. Their football stadium's on the roof. It was a very interesting game.
Well, I'll tell you, Max Preps really likes it. They've rated it one of their favorite high school venues. I think it's a unique venue by all means. I think the dimensions are a little off as well, as there's a shot that's saved.
Yeah, the field's a little small, but it's quirky and it's fun.
You got to make use of the space you have in cities like Union City, Hoboken, etc. Even New York City, you see high schools trying to make do with whatever space they have, as there's a one-timer finish right there from Sean Chen. And the Lancers have now a 9-0 lead.
Everyone's getting involved in the goal scoring tonight.
Give everyone a try. This entire Lancers team deserves it. I mean, from top to bottom on the roster, they've really had quite the year.
Hey, you know what? Maybe put Turbin in as a forward and maybe he can get a goal.
Maybe. Turbin has an assist.
He does have an assist.
Let's not neglect to mention that.
Does he not have 2 assists on the year, or just the 1?
He might have 1 assist. We can stat check that one. But Turbin is getting his hands dirty, or should I say his stick dirty, on the other side of things that a goaltender would see. As we might actually see a penalty here. As Mr. Brightside is played.
Oh, one of your favorites, Ryan.
This is an all-time favorite of mine. I mean, the story and the meaning of the song is quite interesting, but the song itself is very interesting. I will not. We will now have a face-off on the bottom left. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with cheating, not in the sports way. Face-off on the bottom left of your screen. As yes, we have a Lancer in the sin bin, Jordan. So a Bayonne power play. What are you looking for in the Bayonne power play, Jordan?
Well, now's their time to get some zone opportunities. It's late in the game. The Lancers are up 9-0. They're really not playing for anything, but they're playing for their pride at this point. And if they could get in the offensive zone, as it doesn't seem like they're doing very much of on this power play, hopefully they can play for some pride. They can play for some, yes, pride. That's the only word I can think of.
Schultz. Well, we're really seeing the difference between these two teams level-wise as Livingston is controlling possession here in the Bayonne power play as Vecchio sees the puck stolen from O'Brien, an 8-from-8 transfer in offensive zone, and Vecchio works on out. Swung on around the boards to the close side by Conklin. Kwan from the distance. Conklin inside, deflected, can't squeeze through. Schultz on it. Schultz loses the puck, gets it back immediately. Swings it on out. Weaved on over close side. Kwan lets one rip. It's saved. The putback finds the back of the net for a Lancers goal.
And there it is.
It's a national holiday. Yeah, it's a national holiday. It's Stat Day for the Lancers. There's another one for Vroom Vroom Vecchio. The McInnes Division MVP really trying to flaunt the level difference between an average McMullen team and a dominant McInnes team, as I believe that will do the hockey game by Mercy Rule standards.
Congratulations to the Livingston Lancers who will advance on Monday as opposed to Morristown here, 4 p.m. We want to congratulate the Bayonne Bees for a fine season and wish everyone luck in the future. Have a safe trip home. Good night.
So that will do it. With 5:22 left to go in the third period, this game has been called due to Mercy Rule Vecchio, the tip on the icing. Lancers really killed it today as expected. This game could not squeeze to the final end that Bayonne hoped to maybe do so, but they were able to force the third period. 10 goals on the board for the Lancers. to end Bayonne's season. Livingston will move on to Monday. Jordan, who's your player of the game? Or should I say your first star of the game? Presented by NJ Orthopedics and Michael C. Rusinelli.
Oh boy, it's advertised, this one. My player of the game, or first star as you said, is Austin Vecchio. 4 goals. He got the hat trick earlier in the game. Sent everyone home with the mercy rule goal, the 10th goal in the 3rd period. He's the captain of the Lancers. He's really been putting in the back of the net this season. He's my first star of the game, Ryan.
And well, I think it's safe to say maybe you consider giving Bayonne a star in their 10-0 loss because, wow, Sidney Faujour raked up the statistics.
Absolutely. And he made some nice saves, got rocked a little bit, and was replaced by Augusto, but overall, great game for Faujour. Also a great game for Anthony O'Brien, even though he didn't score or get an assist. He made some nice moves.
He really did. An excellent game from O'Brien and a good season for Bayonne. They will finish the season at a 500 record, I believe, of 8-8-3. And the Lancers, the big 2-0 in this win to move on to Monday, where they will host Morristown right here on the D1 Media page on the NFH Network. But that will do it. Ryan Lowy, Jordan, the talkative Cooper on color, and on camera, Miles Dax. This was a D1 Media production on the NFHS Network, presented by the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association. Final score after a mercy rule with 5:22 left on the clock. Lancers 10 as the first seed will move on, and they will end the season of the 16 seed Bayonne Bees with nothing. Have a good night, and thank you for tuning in.
He's going to take it himself for a championship. A double play wins it for Frazier.
Turn it to the end